Okay. We are online. Okay,
Fantastic.
so I'll do another introduction. Okay, Tribes fans, welcome back. We are again on the North American PUG servers tonight. It is currently 1 a.m. European time, 1:30 European time, and we're having fun because all of the European players, well, a couple of European players have moved to the North American servers to join the Americans in their PUG match. And this is on, I believe this is all organized by the Reddit community. Is that right, Roxton?
As far as I'm aware, yes. I mean, certainly that's where it started. It may have snowballed from there, but as far as I'm aware, this is still predominantly Reddit players, which is quite interesting.
Yeah, it's really cool. I enjoy the Reddit community and what they do. So our match is going to start. I'm going to give a quick introduction to both the teams here. On Blood Eagle, we have KingOfTheJews, DOOMSDAY, RodneyMckay, Gilgamex, Breendo, Symtex, OleSlewFoot, Ritualsacrifice, Morf, Bistromath, and ESPI. On Diamond Sword, we have Rooster61, LeetRofl, Shozo, Freechips, AlienPirate, Stridro, Comedic, Chicken Waffles, evilbobthebob, ArtyMiss. Yep, that's all of them. Again, Diamond Sword are down one player this map, so we'll see if that affects them as badly as it did in the last game we cast, where Blood Eagle did 5-1, 5-1 on both maps.
Yeah, that was quite embarrassing for Diamond Sword. I mean, to be fair to them, they were one player down, and I think in the second map they were mostly just mucking around rather than playing seriously. Anyway, we'll see if they continue to do that again. This time, Gilgamex has picked up the flag there. It seems to be a very slow grab, yeah. 145, not exactly impressive speeds.
I'm guessing he didn't quite get his route right.
Route. No. Yeah. No, I think he stopped entirely. It looked like a llama to me, but I wasn't paying full attention.
Yeah, it's a bit of a back to front, but whilst he is going back to front, he's going back to front rather slowly, but it doesn't seem to have affected him so far.
No, I think he got sniped once, but that wasn't enough to kill him entirely, and now he's going straight back. He's picked up a bit of speed coming down the hill there.
Let's see if Chicken Waffles... Chicken Waffles does not get the E-grab. That's the first cap to Blood Eagle.
What was it that knocked the capper back there? He seemed to be going straight for the flag and then suddenly fell down.
I'm not sure. I mean, it's not the force field, because obviously force fields do not affect the team that you're on. It only affects the other opposing team. So yeah, I think he might have just bumped into the wall.
Ah, okay. Shozo, the Juggernaut on Diamond Sword, playing HO, being Doomsday trying to shut him down there. Sentinel versus Juggernaut is actually one of the few setups where the Juggernaut will probably lose the duel, provided the Sentinel knows what he's doing. Juggernaut with LMG and throwing discs is almost unbeatable, except by Raider and, of course, a good Sentinel.
Yeah, so Gilgamex comes through with the second grab of the game, again going very slowly. This time the light defense of the Diamond Sword team was enough to pick him off and bring that flag back to the stand.
But Rooster has picked up the Blood Eagle flag, and he's going not incredibly fast, but fairly well, doing a long roundabout route, coming back to his base now, unless there's a very good E-grab coming in. Breendo is coming in. He's not actually going for the E-grab, he's going for Rooster, and Symtex has the E-grab. Not quite an E-grab, early grab, I guess.
Yes, so I'm just going to snap to him now. He's got a lot more health than Rooster does. He just got picked up by a sniper, but I think he's going to make it back to his base, and we could have the first standoff of the game as Rooster drops the Blood Eagle flag.
I think so, just following Symtex in the moment. The flag's been returned. I think Symtex is going to get the cap, and yes, he has, which makes it 2-0 up to Blood Eagle. Again, not a great start. Diamond Sword, Shozo again, back in position, shelling the stand. They're not even really running flag defense, Blood Eagle. Doesn't seem to be bothering them much. Comedic went in to pick up, no, didn't go in to pick up flag, he's a raider. He's going in there for fun.
So we have a lot of action happening around the Diamond Sword team at the moment. We have the KingOfTheJews attacking evilbobthebob, who is the heavy on their flag. We had Gilgamex come in for another grab, but he missed it. And at the moment, there's just all sorts of mayhem going around the Diamond Sword base.
There is equally interesting stuff going around. Blood Eagle, their Diamond Sword came in for a cap, very low health, hit a mine, hit a corner, mucked it up. Symtex goes in there, goes through. I think he managed to miss the force field there, but he got hit by a Sentinel, I believe. And there we are, second snipe from ArtyMiss. Took him out there playing with Bounty Hunter and Quick Draw for dueling, I presume. Interesting choice.
I'm pretty sure ArtyMiss is playing for one of the better North American teams at the moment. I can't remember exactly which which team ArtyMiss plays for, but they're definitely up there in terms of top 5 teams in the North American scene at the moment. Might be Area 51 or one of those teams, but please don't quote me on that.
I believe Area 51 is Tailspin at the moment, so maybe not them, but wow, I was not aware of that. Anyway, that's another, despite ArtyMiss's skills, that's another cap for Blood Eagle. It turns out Sentinels can't carry a team on their own after all.
Nope, so we've got 3-0 to Blood Eagle. Rooster picks it up.
There. Very nice, kind of very strong diagonal route, skimmed through the pillars there, and Breendo as a Pathfinder and Ritualsacrifice as the Infiltrator.
But I don't think they've got the speed to catch up with him. Ritualsacrifice is going to try and get over the
173 as opposed to 174. They're matching speed for speed. Well, Breendo is actually on much lower health. He's not going to be in a position to disc jump or nitron jump at the moment. But that, wow, yes, that was a Sentinel, I believe.
I believe that was a snipe, and Brendo's actually going to bring that flag back to the stand and returns it.
Very nice shot there at a long distance as well, just looking from Doomsday's perspective. Gosh, that was a long snap, a long shot, and a very nice return.
So let's try and figure out exactly how these guys are setting themselves up. On the Diamond Sword side, I can see evilbobthebob is the heavy on flag, which we've seen him do for a couple of matches now. Gilgamex goes for the grab, but he's basically been hit on the pillars of the flag stand, and I don't expect him to get away with this. He's going very slowly.
Well, but having said that, he's getting out. I mean, he's not going fast enough to evade the chasers now. There we are, he's taking damage now. There we are, he's dead. Looked like we might have done it for a second. Yeah,
LeetRofl's going to get that return. We'll have a look at the Blood Eagle. We have OleSlewFoot as heavy on flag for the Blood Eagle team, and I believe it's RodneyMckay running Technician on the Blood Eagle team as well. So he's setting up turrets, and he'll be trying to keep their generators up. You'll notice that the Diamond Sword generators have been down most of this game. I'm going to actually duck into the generator room and have a look what's going on. Yeah, in the Diamond Sword generator room, there's just a broken generator. There's absolutely nothing going on there at all.
The Blood Eagle generator's down now.
It is indeed.
Comedic just took it out, I believe. Neither team has upgraded their generator. Is that because generator upgrades are banned under this rule set?
I believe so. I mean, we're looking at an 11 versus 11, and in some of the games that were played earlier, the teams decided somewhat unanimously, but without any communication, that they would start upgrading things, and that started a bit of
No, that was my fault, actually.
Oh, really?
I was not aware of the rule set. My first ever pug as a Juggernaut, that was the Arx Navina game.
I see.
Had something like 40,000 credits and didn't know what to do with them, so I went and upgraded the generator, not knowing it was forbidden.
Well,
beautiful snipe there from ArtyMiss. He was moving on the move, took him straight out of the air.
And I think we're going to get... Oh, no, we have Morf getting the E-grab for the Diamond Sword team.
It's down. Is it going to get picked up? Oh, no. Wow, all the Diamond Sword are there. They have actually returned it there.
And I think, Symtex almost returns the Blood Eagle flag as well, but LeetRofl manages to pick it up.
Perfect cap there. And
well
there
done.
we are, 3-1. Very nice. This is a faster comeback than in previous games.
Well, so far we've seen the Diamond Sword team get at least one cap in every game. We'll see if they can make it more than one.
They've certainly given themselves more time this time. Bistramath is coming in. I don't think he's doing a route, or if he is, no, he's not. He's just coming in for harassment. Seems a slightly odd route there. And he is going to pick it up. He's got it, but he's going to get taken down very quickly.
Yeah, he's not going to get away with that. He goes for a sort of a semi-punt. We know that with the recent patch, the punt's actually been nerfed quite a lot, which has had
significantly.
And it's had a real significant effect, I've noticed, to some of the strategies that the teams have been employing.
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of comp teams were going actually very punt heavy. You know, kind of, we can't get Pathfinders in because, say, the other team's running double Sentinel, and Shrike Grabs are of limited use, especially now that Shrike Grabs have been nerfed, so, you can't use those really to bypass Sentinels anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think they did those both in the same patch, in fact, so they're really trying to reduce the efficacy of the offense, perhaps to address some of the chasing concerns we've talked about before.
Possibly, yes. I mean, by basically making it that only Pathfinders can cap. I mean, they mean... I don't know, though. I mean, the thing is, if you have classes other than Pathfinders capping, then it actually makes it much easier to chase. And Gilgamex, I think, is actually going to get the cap there, unless something very interesting happens. Oh, he did make it. Good. I thought he was going to miss it for a moment there. E-grab comes in a few seconds too late and gets shut down.
Absolutely. A bit too late there. Rooster coming on. Actually, decent route, but he face-planted right into one of the pillars on the corners of the flag stand and wasn't able to get away with it.
It is a tricky route.
Yeah, I mean, front to back is not the route you want on Katabatic, and I mean, the reason for that is just simply the size of the map, and well, quite
Exactly.
frankly, it's so hard to turn, especially if you're on a decent speed. For you to turn essentially 180 degrees and start to head it back towards your own flag stand, it costs you so much time, and it gives the other team so much more opportunity to get the flag off your flag stand if your defense is not quite up to it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, especially, I'm just having a little look at the Sentinels now. Doomsday actually going offensive sniper. I assume he feels he can get away with it at the moment with phase rifle. Interesting setup.
Yes.
He's not actually taking... He's taking phase rifle... Oh no, sorry, he has got the BXT1 rifle. I'm sorry, my game is playing the wrong noise for it and I misjudged.
Yeah,
and
so,
he's going in.
Oh, that was very close. Symtex grabbed the Diamond Sword flag off the stand, got taken out, and Freechips just managed to grab it out and bring it back to the Diamond Sword flag stand. Meanwhile, Rooster61 has picked up the Blood Eagle flag. He's going at about 200 Sanix, and he's only got about 160 HP, and we've got Breendo right in front of him. Really good chasing by Breendo. I don't know how he managed to get that kind of speed.
And I'm not quite sure how he missed with the Nitron from where I was. It looked like it hit him perfectly. Oh, that was a bit off. But, oh, there we are. What got him there?
I'm not sure. It could have been a punt. I'm really not sure. LeetRofl has picked it up, and he's not that far away from the flag stand now. Goes for the bolt jump.
They're going to get another cap, saving a miracle.
There you go.
Very nice.
4-2.
There we are.
King of the Jews comes in as a heavy. I'm not sure if he was going for the fatty cap. I know he's quite fond of that one. Or if he was just trying to clear the flag stand.
Gilgamex came in for a route, but the flag was not there.
Yep.
It had been off, and they're keeping it nice and out of the way of any common routes, punting it around a little bit to make sure that it's harder to pick up. You know, Bistromath coming in. I think he's going to go and try and pick it up. No, he's actually going over the flag, but it's not there, so... Oh. Ritualsacrifice taken out, and Gilgamex picks it up, and then it's dropped immediately. Bistromath, I can't tell if he's trying to pick it up or not, or whether he's just having fun.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a handle on what both of these teams are actually trying to do at the moment. It seems they're both in a bit of disarray. Like the heavy on flags have both been disrupted on either side, and they're working together, but there's not a whole lot of cohesion in what they're trying to achieve.
No, exactly. I mean, a perfect example of this. Doomsday is now behind the enemy base going offensive sniper against ArtyMiss. I mean, it may be simply the case that they feel ArtyMiss is too good, we must take him out. And now there's a little sentinel duel, which Doomsday wins. You have the advantage of an early snipe.
But that's a really inefficient way of playing. There's no point taking out the opposing sniper, because obviously they respawn in exactly the same kit. So, you know, it's good to give your flag cappers that chance to come in and grab it. But as a general strategy, you don't want to be dedicating someone to taking out the opposing sniper, especially your sniper.
Oh no, absolutely not. I mean, it's a complete waste of your sniper. I mean, if you do want to do that, then you send in a raider, possibly even a juggernaut, just to harass them. I mean, killing them is almost the worst thing you can do, because they reappear, possibly in a completely different place where you can't reach them in time. Yeah. And in most cases, you can snipe from spawn pretty well.
Absolutely. So at the moment, we see RodneyMckay has pulled out the first vehicle of the game. He's in a Beowulf tank. It looks like he's using it in a defensive posture. And here's something I'd like you to comment on, Roxton. He's in a technician outfit in that Beowulf, and I know you're actually not too much of a fan of this.
No, I'm not so much of a fan of Technician in Shrike. I think Technician in Beowulf is perfectly fine. The reason I prefer Pathfinder in Shrike is simply because, well, prior to the most recent patch, if you were ever in a situation where you needed to Shrike grab as, say, an E-grab, going Pathfinder made you much more likely to succeed in actually getting it back. And also, let's say you're chasing, which is of course the main role of the Shrike, or pre-chasing as it were, if you're doing it well, and you crash or you get shot down, or you crash or you get shot, sorry, I'm repeating myself, then it's easier that Pathfinder's the best class of chasing, and Ritualsacrifice actually gets a cap.
He does.
While we were talking about vehicles, Blood Eagle wins. 5-2, well, it's an improvement for Diamond Sword.
That's right, they're
I believe
clawing back.
there's still a player down there. No, they were actually even.
Really? They picked one up? That's good.
At some point they picked up an extra player.
Yep.
There we are, LeetRofl leading the pack in terms of his credits, and Ritualsacrifice pretty close second.
Yeah, Ritualsacrifice was obviously picking up that last flag grab. I didn't see what he was doing for the rest of the game.
No, I'm afraid I was too busy focusing on the Beowulf getting blown up, which, while entertaining, was not really the focus of the game.
I mean, with 15 kills, you would have to assume he was in some kind of either raider offensive role or potentially...
he was going raider most of that game. I can't actually remember, but from what I recall, he was raider.
Okay. So we're going to see Arx Navina come up as the second map in this pug.
Excellent.
This is an interesting map. Like, when I first encountered it, I was not a fan, and then I sort of became a fan, and now I'm not sure if I am a fan anymore. It's this weird sort of back and forth for me. I mean, I'm not a capper, but I find the routes on this map are actually really hard.
Yeah, that's my experience as well. I mean, again, I am not a capper. The capping I've done is mostly limited to pre-patch strike grabs and the odd, just mucking around for fun, but I have found it. Every other map, I make it my business to make sure I know at least 1 or 2 routes for it. So if I'm in a pub and we don't have any pathfinders, I can do something. Here, I really, really struggle.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a few reasons for that. It looks like very hilly terrain, but to successfully navigate it takes a lot more skill than the average player might realize. And that's a combination of the sort of how do I describe it? The inconsistency of the hills, and also the difficulty of getting through this flag stand unhindered. You've got both of these.
It's a wonderful flag stand for defense.
Yeah, exactly. You've got the sort of the 2 bits of base that surround the flag stand on the left and right. Now there is that tunnel from left to right or right to left, and there are routes that go through that tunnel, but they are so hard to pull off.
They really are, and also the tunnel's a fantastic place to put force fields. I mean, I play Hoth a lot as well, and I will always shove at least 1 force field in the tunnel, maybe 1 behind me as well, but mostly in the tunnel. Evilbobthebob is actually missing a trick here, at least in my opinion. If you put a mine on that back ledge there, just behind where he's put his, I mean, they're beautifully hit it anyway. But it means it's slightly harder to see, it's slightly more likely to survive shelling, and it does just as much damage as if you put it actually where he's put it now.
Yep, absolutely. So
but that's a very, very minor point. I'm just nitpicking here.
Yeah, I mean...
Anyway, Ritualsacrifice, I think, is actually coming. He's either... No, I think he must be going for a back to front there. Yeah. Setting himself up for that.
I'm just going to remind myself what the fastest player hotkey is. There we are.
It's R and click.
There we go. That way I might be able to catch some of that.
He's coming for a sideways route, but I think he mucked it up and he killed himself.
No, I believe he actually got... Well, he may have killed himself, or he got taken out by a sniper. I wasn't quite sure which happened there.
I couldn't tell. I didn't see the trace, so I assumed it was suicide.
That could be very well. I mean,
it may have been a suicide. It looked to me like he saw that the flag wasn't there. I think he'd already mucked it up and he gave up. Anyway, he's now chasing Rooster61, who's got the Blood Eagle flag. He's going pretty fast, but he's not actually all that close.
Yep.
And the main threat at the moment to Rooster is coming from the sniper, who is somewhere over there. Chicken Waffle. No, that's an infiltrator.
No, I believe Doomsday was chasing him. Breendo was chasing him as well, and actually mucked up trying to throw the Nitron and took himself out. KingOfTheJews is going to try and come in with the fatty cap, but he doesn't quite make it in time.
But they made it. And Gilgamex came in for the E-grab, missed it, and Diamond Sword are in the lead for the first time so far.
Very interesting. We'll see if Gilgamex can make that to equalize that opportunity.
Interesting that Gilgamex is running with energy recharge rather than thrust pack. I wonder if that's what he normally does, or whether that's just a response to what we were talking about earlier about this map being particularly annoying to navigate.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the problems I find with a thrust pack is it can actually be rather difficult to use. Like, if you don't get the right angle when you use it, it actually does nothing. So if you use the thrust pack and you're looking at your feet, you actually get no impulse whatsoever, because it actually gives you the impulse in the direction that you're looking. And if you're looking at your feet, it impulses straight into the ground. Now that doesn't slow you down, but it also doesn't actually give you any impulse either.
No, I remember seeing actually I believe that was meant to be changed so that it would still give you impulse regardless of your up or down direction, so that the impulse given would be irrespective of Z, as it were. But it doesn't seem to be the case, at least certainly not in the most recent Tartarus update.
No, and I've actually read some people complaining about that, saying that it's changed a little bit, but not in the way they expected.
Yeah, exactly, I've heard that. Morf has picked up the Diamond Sword flag now. He's running around his base, I think quite sensibly. I mean, the vehicle pad is often regarded as the best place to hold on this map.
LeetRofl has picked up the flag for the Diamond Sword team. I think that's the best choice. LeetRofl, to me, has shown really great promise in just grabbing the flag and holding onto it so far. Let's see how well he does this time.
Reach, of course, which is very useful for that. Actually, not many of the team are running with reach.
I wonder if they don't realize that potentially that's banned. I know in some particularly, personally, I'm Australian, and I know with Australians actually ban Reach from their competitions because they believe it's...
Oh yes, I have heard about this. I mean, it is an incredibly powerful perk, almost to the point where every single person should be running with Reach,
yeah,
unless you are playing as Hoff. I mean, even then.
Exactly. I mean, if you're a Pathfinder and Reach is allowed, there's very few instances when you shouldn't be using it.
No,
like if your offense...
I can't actually think of any case why you shouldn't use it as a Pathfinder. I mean, I'm sure there's something, but I don't know of any.
Yeah, so I mean...
Mr. Math trying to snipe from the corner there with his light spin fuser. You see, it tells me that he's carrying a light spin fuser, but his animation is showing him carrying the bolt launcher. I'm not sure what to believe. I have to wait for him to fire.
I've noticed that, and sometimes the HUD is incorrect as well. Like I've noticed sometimes that it says energy recharge pack, but I've clearly seen that animation of them using the thrust pack, so perhaps we shouldn't believe everything we see.
No, I think that was happening earlier. You know, I was talking about the sniper. I said, I swear that's a phase rifle, and it was telling me it was a BXT1.
Yep. So let's not trust too much in the HUD.
No, let's not. Let's watch things and hope that the models are correct, which of course they aren't always, but
exactly. So
the chevrons are normally correct.
Yes, absolutely. So at the moment, it's interesting to see how we're effectively in a standoff at the moment, and both of these teams are actually handling the standoff in relatively the same way. I would argue that the Diamond Sword team are handling it in a better way. They have a couple of people around their flag carrier trying to protect him, and allowing that flag to pass between them, because clearly your health does not regenerate while you're holding the flag, and that's a big disadvantage.
And as both teams generators down at the moment, they can't do the thing where you throw it away, stand on the inventory station, force regen for a second, and then pick it back up again.
Exactly.
But
I mean,
yes, as you say, Diamond Sword have got 4 or 5 people defending. They're around the spawn point. Of course, the disadvantage of being near the spawn point is that if there's an enemy around it, your team won't be spawning there anymore.
Can you explain that again? Sorry.
From what I understand from the spawn point mechanics, I may be completely wrong on this. But if there is an enemy standing on the spawn point, then your team will not spawn there.
Okay, this is to prevent spawn camping or something like that.
To prevent spawn camping. From my experience, it seems to be the case. Often, as a Juggernaut, I'll be standing in enemy spawn points because they're great places to shell from. And while I'm there, if I'm standing in exactly the right place, the enemy do not spawn from that place.
And we've got a return and a cap. Stridro captures the Blood Eagle flag.
Very nice. And Diamond Sword are actually a player down, and they're leading 2-0.
Indeed they are.
Very impressive.
So if we have a quick look down at the rundown of the two teams, at the moment on Blood Eagle, we have at least 4 Pathfinders, a Technician, a couple Soldiers, and a Sentinel. On the Diamond Sword team, we have 3 Pathfinders, 2 Juggernauts, Raiders, Doombringers. They don't... Oh no, Freechips is running Sentinel. That's really interesting because Freechips is actually a really good capper. I'm not sure why he's running Sentinel.
No, that seems very odd to me. He was doing very well as a capper there. I don't know, maybe he switched to Sentinel temporarily to do something, but I think, no, he's actually going to cap the whole game. Maybe he wants to practice Sentinel.
Perhaps.
But evilbobthebob leading the scoreboard there as the Doombringer. I mean, a good Hoff is always going to be top, provided they're doing anything.
Absolutely.
However, he didn't get Gilgamex there. Gilgamex is off, and he's got not a huge amount of speed, but of course on this map it is fairly difficult.
So Rooster drops the flag. I believe it may have been due to a Nitron. Drops it again.
I think it was. Lots of Nitrons going there.
Yeah, LeetRofl picks it up.
LeetRofl's picked it up, and he's got relatively low health, but he's away. Ritualsacrifice coming up behind as another Pathfinder. It's all Pathfinders here. I mean, yes, we have one team running. Is that 6 Pathfinders? No, 5 Pathfinders. Wow.
At least 5, yeah.
At least 5. Wow.
It seems to be working out for him.
Yeah,
Ritualsacrifice returns
I don't know. Not for Blood Eagle. I think they might be slightly overcommitting to Pathfinder there.
Potentially.
I mean, Evilbobthebob is just splatting them one after the other.
But Gilgamex does get the first cap for the Blood Eagle team, so they've at least clawed their way back onto the scoreboard. It's not going to be a whitewash. I want to get your opinion on this. Even. With the most recent patch, there's some interesting stuff. We got a new map. We got some balance changes. But a real benefit for the heavies on flag there, because with that super heavy perk, now there's the splat sound whenever somebody dies on you.
Well, you know how I mean, Total Biscuit advocated this, and a few other people have picked up on it, going, heavies ought to get, Hoffs ought to get accolades for standing near the flag, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think that this patch has rendered that unnecessary, because now we have the splat noise. There is no reason why I wouldn't play Hoff, even on Drydock.
Well, that's true.
Even on Tartarus. It's all I want to do now.
It's a very satisfying sound.
Oh, it's incredible. I reckon it completely unbalances the game in favour of Hoff, because why would you not play Hoff now? And there we are, another cap for Diamond Sword. We weren't paying attention to that.
No, I was far distracted by the our ranting banter.
I was having too much fun with the splats.
Yep.
But yeah, that was a very nice cap, and the flag's been picked up, it's been dropped, and they are keeping it in their tunnel close to the wall. You're going to have to go right through there to pick it out. It's a great place for it. 25 seconds left on the clock. You have to get in exactly the right route to get that out now.
Yeah, there's absolutely no chance that the
go.
Blood Eagle team are going to come through and pick that. Oh,
he's going for it.
I've been shown the fool.
And he's punted it out.
Yep.
He's punted it out, going to pick it up again. No, he's not going to make it, and I think they're going to return it unless they're very unlucky.
Bistro Math doing that was actually really hard to do. I was halfway through explaining why that was almost impossible, and then Bistro Math comes through and grabs it.
Well, the thing is, he walked into the middle and then thrust packed into it sideways.
True. It was not a high-speed cap.
He set himself. No, it was not, but it didn't need to be. He was just getting it out, and now Gilgamex has picked it up and is taking it away.
Yeah, let's see if he can get away with it. He's got plenty of health left. Not a whole lot of speed, about 150. It'll be enough to get him back to his base. Let's see if he's got the support with his team. Unfortunately, his flag's not... Oh! It was back at the base, and then LeetRofl comes through and grabs it.
A second off. That was very unlucky for him.
Yep.
Had he been a second faster, and Comedic has returned the flag. We are back to...
That was a cap.
Reset.
Was that not a cap?
It was not a cap. It was 3-1 before. It's still 3-1. It was reset.
Very well.
Yeah, it was
work.
very nearly a cap, but unfortunately, yeah, good work there. And ArtyMiss, as a Pathfinder, picked it up, doing the back to front there. I didn't see him set off, so I don't know if he's planned this well. He wasn't going especially fast, but a very quick cap there.
So I wonder if ArtyMiss and Freechips have actually swapped roles, because ArtyMiss was sniping on Katabatic.
He wasn't. He was a very good sniper.
Yeah, so that's a really interesting switch of positions.
It was. I'm just looking at KingOfTheJews playing Juggernaut here, and I'm not hugely fond of what he's doing. I mean, this map, as we were saying earlier, is just so nice for Juggernaut. You can sit in here on the dark or around the back of the enemy base, and it's so easy to hit the entire base. There's no need to go right in as he's doing. He's just he's going to die as soon as they get round to it. Having said that, he said, nope, there we are.
There he goes.
Yeah, he was going for the flag, I think, but oh, Ritualsacrifice going down, trying to pick it up there, just missed it. It's nice and close to the wall. Very clever.
They need to return.
Shot it to bounce out of the wall.
Great work.
Yeah.
That brings it even, I think. This is the first 1-1 we've had tonight in the Pugs on EU or NA.
Well, I mean, I suppose technically it's 2-1, though I guess we're discounting the rain dance map. I don't think that really counted. It was just a bit ridiculous.
No, I think that was just them setting up. I believe they just capped that out to start the official.
Oh, I see. Well, it's just as well I wasn't filming it properly. Okay, good. Excellent. Okay, well, yeah, there we are, 1-1. This is getting good. I'm glad.
Cool.
I was a little worried that we were going to just get a Blood Eagle kind of stomping all evening.
Yep.
Which wouldn't have been great. Let's have a little look at the MVPs here. ArtyMiss with 8 flag defenders there. He was playing as Pathfinder for most of that, so I think that's chasing he got those for. A couple of captures from LeetRofl, and now we're on to Dry Dock.
It was interesting. Unfortunately, it's off my screen now, but I saw Ritualsacrifice got both the high-speed cap and the Gaunter Blade, so he's clearly got some routes, but we didn't see that many grabs from him.
No, I mean, to be fair, the flag wasn't actually at the stand for most of the game.
This is true.
So I mean, there were a couple of cases, I think, where he came in and the flag just wasn't there, which was unfortunate for him because he had set up quite nicely. So 43 seconds of setting up. Let's just see if they've assigned classes yet. evilbobthebob still playing as Doombringer, and OleSlewFoot still playing as Doombringer for Blood Eagle.
So they'll be the heavies on flag?
They will indeed be the heavy on flags. Freechips is Sentinel is still, and LeetRofl Pathfinder, Roostus Pathfinder, ArtyMiss Pathfinder again. Diamond Sword running at least 3 Pathfinders. They're not fully decked out yet. The team seems to be slightly uneven again.
You're absolutely right. In fact, there's 2 players missing from Diamond Sword now. I wonder if they've lost someone.
I wonder if they have lost someone. Unfortunately, we're not actually in the same mumble as they are, so it's harder to check. And also, we cannot type while in spectator mode, which I think needs to be fixed.
That's absolutely true. Well, I guess I'll just have to deal with it, and we'll see what the result is. So I'm going to have a look.
Last game they won while being 1 player down.
That's true. Let's see if they can do it with 2 players.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, you were saying?
I was just going to say, I was just watching how everybody sort of set off at the start of this map, and it looked like the Blood Eagle team were going to absolutely go for a massive attack, but a lot of them are settled down. We see OleSlewFoot setting himself up as heavy on flag.
Sorry, just interrupting. Ritualsacrifice coming down, missed the flag. Sorry, he'd set himself up right at the beginning, very high left to right route, I guess that you'd call that.
Well, he's picked it up. He's very weak.
Picked it up. he's picked it up. He was regenning just as he came in. He went high to dodge the force field that was up, and as a result he missed the flag. I think even a reach perk won't do that for you.
But Gilgamex has managed to pick it up as he's dropped it. Unfortunately, the flag is not back at the base for Gilgamex. We'll try and figure out where that is. Oh, it is back.
From Chicken Waffles there. Beautifully done. Infiltrator ran in stealth, picked it up, ran away, punted it into the corner. I think slightly the wrong direction.
Yeah, but Diamond Sword's got the return. Gilgamex drops it, and it's been taken off him.
That was all that was needed.
And
very nicely done there.
Yeah, absolutely. And Blood Eagle will leave that flag behind the base where it is. That will make the routes that the Diamond Sword team would like to set up a lot less effective. Rooster61 picks it up and puts it back effectively where it should be. And we'll see if the Diamond Sword team can bring it back, but they can't. Blood Eagle flag back on its base. And I believe that Diamond Sword wants to.
There by, sorry to interrupt, but evilbob taken out there by a very nice little bit of heavy offense from Stridro up on the cliff at the top. Gilgamex has picked up.
That's extremely slow, though.
Extremely slow. I thought he was going to get taken out by the turrets. evilbobthebob with the chain guns, spraying and praying. And Freechips as sniper, but he hasn't really got much in the way of elevation. I think he can get him there. He is floating up.
A lot of support. Like we see that Bistromath's right behind him. LeetRofl picks the flag up off the Blood Eagle team. So, sorry, the Blood Eagle flag. Gilgamex drops it pretty much right on top of where the flag stand should be. I think they'll hold on to this.
Can pick it up, yes, just before Comedic gets onto the stand. He's very, very low there. He's dropped it.
Chicken Waffles.
Chicken Waffles got a return. Chicken Waffles, that stealthy capper. And that makes it 1-0 to Diamond Sword.
And just checking out the scoreboard, the teams have evened up now. It's 10 to 10.
They have evened out now.
So that's good to see.
It is 10 to 10. I think Blood Eagle had someone who should have been on Diamond Sword.
Oh, I see.
I'm not sure. Gilgamex has picked it up. He's on good health, relatively low speed. I don't know if he marked that route up slightly. It's hard to tell. I don't know the routes perfectly on this map.
It's a bit of an unusual front to back route. And again, it's that whole needing to change 180 degrees right after you pick up the flag. You're not going to be able to come through it.
Off the back wall. And I mean, he's not going brilliantly fast, but it seems to have worked.
It's doing the job, yeah.
Expecting it. And Rooster's picked up the flag. He's getting away, going much faster. He had a proper route set up there, 200 plus, changing a bit. Going a bit too fast for Doombringer's Sentinel there, and Ritualsacrifice on. Well, how much health has Ritualsacrifice got? Almost none, but he's going after him anyway.
So yeah, I mean, Gilgamex has got. What have we got? 630 on Gilgamex and 670 on Rooster.
Well. He hasn't been hit at all since picking it up. That was what he was when he picked it up. He's just rabbiting really, but keeping it relatively close to his flag stand, which I think is a good strategy here. I don't know where the best place is to hold in a standoff. You don't want to go into the gen room on there's too many entrances.
No, I'd like to actually comment on where Rooster is in terms of holding this flag for a standoff. This is exactly where you want to be for the Diamond Sword team. This plateau up here is really great, and I'll explain why. You've got so much room. I mean, they should be taking it down to cap the flag here, but this is why he can come straight down and cap that almost immediately. But that plateau up there, you're on a high ground, so it's really hard for the attacking players to get up there and pick you off. You've got plenty of room to see who's coming towards you, and when that flag does get returned, you're right on top of your base, so you can just jump straight down there and pick up the flag cap, and that's exactly what we saw for the Diamond Sword team.
Yeah, that was very nicely done, actually, and you can see them passing it between each other to make sure that they had time to regen their health and keep it away from anyone who might be coming up. And of course, as you say, it takes a very long time for the enemy to get up there. You can do it fairly fast from the high spawn point if you are disjumping, but even so, you can easily be seen coming. You have a lot of time to prepare. The Blood Eagle flag is out right on the edge of the map.
Yeah, I'm
everyone
curious
is racing for it.
ArtyMiss is going to get it. He's done well.
He's got it. He did do well there. Oh,
Doomsday.
Unfortunately killed by Doomsday.
Yep.
It was a shame. He was doing really well. Gilgamex, in the meanwhile, has got the Diamond Sword flag. He's racing across. 160, dropped it there. Morph's going to pick it up, I think. Yep, as a soldier, a bit more health. And, what's he doing? He's taking it through their spawn cabin.
It's interesting. There's a couple of schools of thought about keeping it in a place like this, inside that base. One is, okay, that there's only a couple of entrances that you can get into to clear that flag out and return it. But the other problem is, there's only a couple of entrances. So you chuck a couple of mortars in there, a few grenades, and there's nowhere to run, and that splash damage is going to hit you every time. Yeah,
even as a Juggernaut, it's now KingOfTheJews holding a heavy holding on the grounds that health is better than mobility, I assume. We'll see how well that plays off. I mean, obviously, in some places you can do it extremely well. Rain Dance Gen is infamous for this, although it's not unbreakable, I don't think. pretty much unbreakable.
Yeah, that's difficult because you've got that whole, there's a wall in the way and you've got to come down and go up.
Exactly, you've got the whole kind of double curve. Oh, and
it's been returned.
They got the return. They got the return. Very nice. They got the return. OleSlewFoot's waiting.
Oh!
Oh, and they got the return as
that
well.
was amazing.
This is the danger with holding in the thing. We can't get out in time.
No, I didn't see who that was that got the return, but it was an infiltrator with the stealth. Came in there, threw some grenades or stickies or something. Popped out King of the Jews. He dropped the flag, and that was the return. And yeah, that was really well played by the Diamond Sword team.
That was very nice. And Rooster, again, very nice. That was perfectly coordinated. They cleared the flag stand, blew out the Hoth of the Merv from very close range, actually, just before Rooster came in. Very, very nice. High to low route. Not quite high to low, you know what I mean, left to right there. And he's got a pretty respectable speed considering he's just reached the top. Just touching 200 occasionally as he comes down. Breendo, however, as the... Oh, he's a Pathfinder. I thought he was a Sentinel for right there. I apologise. Rooster's coming in. Almost got it, but Gilgamex picks up the Diamond Sword flag just in time, and he's off as well.
There's a good chance he's going to get away with this. Oh, get sniped out by... I didn't quite see who that was.
I believe that was Freechips. Blasted a spectator interface, has teleported me to the other side of the map.
Yep.
But I think that was Freechips sniping from
They
their
should
tower.
go. Breendo! I'm seeing some excellent action here at the moment. Breendo tried to pick up the flag, bit of an E-grab there. It's been returned to base. I'm not sure if evilbobthebob realizes he's got it. He tries for the grab, gets knocked out off the stand. Stridro come through. Come on, Stridro, put it on the flag. No, he gets taken out as well. ArtyMiss is going to have a go, but DOOMSDAY's there. ArtyMiss gets taken out. This is absolutely outrageous, and Gilgamex is going to get the return. Wow.
And pick up the enemy flag and go for it. Oh, that amazing, amazing heavy, and now everyone's going for him.
That's incredible.
Doesn't matter.
And Gilgamex is full health and on his way. Oh, there he goes.
Oh, beautiful. Admittedly slow speed, so he's easily caught, but still, beautiful play there. That is the best feeling as a Juggernaut, actually, killing the enemy flag cappers. I mean, even if you're not doing clever sniping or anything, just shelling the stand and getting it like that, it's such a huge bonus.
Yep.
And really nice play from Blood Eagle there, actually. It's good because it's now turning around a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that was really quite funny, actually. I mean, there was about 3 or 4 really good opportunities for Diamond Sword to get that cap. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if some of them didn't realize they had the flag. I think that actually is what happened, because they weren't jumping on the flag stand. It's like, you've got the flag, go and cap it. And I have a funny feeling they just didn't realize it was in their hands.
No, I mean, I think towards the end they did, but by that point they were getting hit by a mortar. It was kind of amusing. They had the rhythm of mortar land perfectly coinciding with some guy picking up the flag. It was just kind of slightly unfortunate, actually. Had they been half a second off, they would have capped it. But
yep.
Anyway, LeetRofl, there we are, has got the cap for Diamond Sword, making it 3-0 to Diamond Sword. King of the Jews goes for the E-grab, but he was a little bit too late. I think he was waiting to see if another Pathfinder was coming in, and he was just a little bit slow.
This is something King of the Jews has been wanting to do all game. He's a big fan of the fatty cap. It's not going to work out for him this time, and that flag's going to get returned.
Morf very nearly actually picked it up there. He missed it by a fraction. He is not running with reach. But he very nearly got it, and he was going at very high speed, and he got it. I reckon they could have got it quite a long way back.
Rooster with a pretty good grab, like about 200 Sanix. He's going to come through. He's got 400 health left, so a decent snipe will take him out, but I think he's a bit too far away now. Breendo's hot on his trail.
Yeah, indeed. Oh, why does Spectator Interface do that? It just teleports me across the map again. Breendo knocks it out of his hand. I believe that must have been a concussion. ArtyMiss, beautiful coming into an angle there. Picks it up. I mean, he's going the wrong way.
He's going the wrong way.
Amazing. Yeah, but whatever. I don't care. That was a beautiful grab. Plucked it straight out of the air. I assume, yeah, he's running with reach. Makes that kind of thing much, much easier. I mean, still doesn't diminish the fact that it was very, very well done. He's going very fast uphill.
Yeah.
Very roundabout route back to his base, but... Yeah, very impressive.
Very good game presence to know to get up there to help your capper out and pick up that flag when he drops it. And we can see here Gilgamex
he's been running
dropped
Pathfinder all game, hasn't he?
I believe so, yeah. I think
he has.
I think what we're seeing in this game is ArtyMiss running capper while what is his name? Freechips is running Sentinel.
Freechips is playing. They're actually both up there at the moment. ArtyMiss on almost no health. I'm surprised he doesn't throw it to Freechips just at least for a few seconds and let it regen. They can see no one's coming up to them.
Yep.
They're completely clear. I mean, the nearest player is Bistromath, who's not... Yeah, it would be out there in, say, 15, but not really close. And, of course, Symtex.
And that's exactly what's happening.
Cliff,
so we can see Rooster and Freechips are using this plateau to the full advantage. They're going to hold that flag, and the flag's actually been returned, so let's see if Rooster can get down there.
Bistromath picks it up, and then gets taken out by the Mortar.
Oh,
yes,
Rooster gets the return
Symtex.
and gets taken out.
Symtex doing his job there as the heavy, spamming the flag stand. And unfortunately, he slightly missed that one, and Diamond Sword get the cap again. Gilgamex went for the E-Gab. He's going to die any second now, I imagine.
Yeah, so that was quite interesting, actually. I mean, ArtyMiss came through there and got the return and got the cap after all of the players had been cleared out. But I have to wonder, where were all the Diamond Sword team players at that point? I mean, clearly the defense was a bit in disarray and they weren't around because there was absolutely no one on the flag stand. There was no heavies, no light defense, no nothing really. And that, whilst they still got the cap, it definitely delayed it.
Oh, Blood Eagle very nearly getting a cap there, but Rooster coming through at great speeds to pick it up. As you say, that was slightly odd. They were, had this been a pub game, I'd go, oh yeah, they're all in the gen. Amusingly enough, Symtex is actually in the gen at the moment repairing it. It's now at half health, functioning perfectly. Just did enough to get away with it. And now Diamond Sword are repairing their generator as well. Generator's been down for most of this game.
Yeah, Rooster making his way back up to that plateau. We'll see which teammates come and help him out. I expect to see Freechips coming up there pretty soon. Let's see how the Blood Eagles are handling this standoff. We've got Morf. He's trying to go into his base, and that's not worked out for him, and the Diamond Sword flag's been returned to the base.
Bistromath came up to get rid of the Diamond Sword flag up on the plateau. The flag carrier was on his own up there. And Symtex came in a strike, which I thought was banned in this game, although I'm probably mistaken. And Bistromath got on him, hit it out with a concussion grenade, and returned it, so we're now reset.
That's true. I think, obviously, we're running the rules where you're allowed one strike per team. I'll see if I can find it.
I think high strike prices. The Blood Eagle flag stand is currently cleared. They're getting shelled one Morv, one fusion mortar from 2 different directions, and they're continuing to shell even though there's no one there. Just make sure there are no mines, I guess. ArtyMiss coming in very slowly. I don't think he's actually going to pick it up. No, I think he's waiting there.
I think Rooster's coming in. Rooster's grabbed it.
There we are.
Very fast,
lovely.
260.
Rooster is doing some wonderful, wonderful routes here. I mean, he's coming in nice and fast. I don't know what the best speeds you can get on dry dock are, but I mean, Tournament Place is not to be sneezed at.
No, it's very good, and the thing I really liked about that route is, even though Rooster got it, and he's going to cap and actually win the game here, bang, there we go.
Beautifully.
Very well done. Diamond Sword, 5-0, that's a complete turnaround from what we saw for the last 2 games. And in fact, they win. They win the series.
Yeah. Oh, is that it? Was it only 3 games?
I believe so.
Oh, well, fantastic. Congratulations to Diamond Sword.
Yeah, I did not see that happening.
No, they were playing. That was really nice communication we saw from them. I mean, it was they had a couple of wonderful moments. Blood Eagle did, especially with the heavy, the Juggernaut up there clearing out the flag stand. Some very amusing moments, but not really enough communication going on. I don't know. Maybe they were, but it felt disorganized.
Yeah, a little bit. Like they had. I mean, their main capper was Gilgamex, whereas you had Diamond Sword with LeetRofl and Rooster, and that was really, it really showed right in that last cap. I'm not sure if you got to see it on the stream, but basically Rooster was coming in with LeetRofl right behind him. So if Rooster didn't make that, or if Rooster came through and then died halfway through, LeetRofl was right behind him, either to get the secondary cap or to pick it up halfway through the field. And that kind of, it's not chain capping, but that support is what you need to really make an effective grab, especially if you don't necessarily have a huge amount of offense on the flag stand.
Exactly, running escort. I mean, it's an interesting tactic. I actually, when we were signing up for pugs, I heard people saying, I don't think I'll go capper, but I'll certainly go escort. I'd like to do that. What do you think the role of escort is currently in the competitive scene?
It typically doesn't happen too much. With a 7 versus 7, you don't really have more than 2 cappers dedicated to the flag at any one time, and so the better way of doing that is either to run 2 cappers at the same time but from different angles, just to disrupt the defense, because if the defense see your capper coming in, then they know which direction you're going to come from, and they're going to focus their attention in that direction. So
a distraction capper, effectively.
Yeah, either distraction or whoever gets it first kind of situation.
Yeah.
Alternatively, having this chain capper situation. So you're, about 30 seconds delayed between each other, hoping that one will get the cap, actually cap it, and then come through and grab it as soon as it comes off the stand once you've got, your cap. So it's hard to do both at the same time, so you have to sort of juggle that. I think if we had larger teams, you might have more of an escort role, but that's unlikely to happen in the competitive scene.
Yeah, I mean, team size is... this comes on to a general point, really, I think, about the competitive versus the public rule sets, which is that if you have the rule sets too far divorced from what everyone who is currently playing is used to, it's going to be difficult for the average player to kind of empathize with what's going on and feel that they can connect with competitive play. Now, team sizes are probably the single biggest change in terms of rule sets. I mean, other than strikes being banned and all that other stuff, which is really kind of minor and changing from rule set to rule set, the main thing is that you have teams that are half the size.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, and that, I think, I mean, it certainly limits what you can do. Why is it that you run teams at that size?
It's just because of what high-res are trying to do with the competitive environment. It's too hard to have competitive teams with 10 plus players on them. It's just logistically impossible. So for it to be, and there's been huge debates even between just 7v7 and 8v8, like real flame wars going on just on that one extra player, because the competitive teams believe that one extra player, and they're right, like it does make a huge difference. It's either one extra cap or one extra sniper, perhaps running a technician when you otherwise would not run one. And so to go even
having a dedicated technician, is a pretty big change. I mean, you saw this actually. I think the point where it really came to my attention, the difference between 7v7 and 8v8. I mean, it's not really something I'd thought about too much before. It was the IDK versus Hindsight European final, the one after which Loke so famously had his kind of little rant.
That was brilliant, by the way.
It was. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I watched the game live, and then I had other things to do and tuned out before hearing the rant, so I had to watch it on YouTube later, which disappointed me greatly. I was hoping for great, should have stayed on for another 5 minutes.
To be fair, I think Bart handled it very well.
Yeah, I think he did. I mean, to be honest, I could understand why he was getting angry, because I felt they were fairly patronizing towards him at times, but on the other hand, he was also behaving incredibly unprofessionally by getting so angry. Again, understandable. It's the argument you actually get a bit, if to break into real sports for a moment, I know the horror of kind of, you get, why are football players so aggressive on pitch when rugby players aren't? And the reason is, largely, that in football it's a non-contact sport. You don't have a way to work off all the aggression that you build up while playing. And the same thing happens in Tribes. You're playing a very competitive, very high skill, very high speed game. You're going to get angry if you lose, or even if you don't. I mean, Luca just won the game, and you don't have any way of working it off.
Yeah, you're right.
So,
I mean, that's...
it wasn't great behavior from him, but I can fully understand. I can sympathize.
Yeah.
I probably would have lost my head a lot faster than he did.
Yeah, I mean, everybody who's ever played a competitive video game knows that feeling of rage, and I think even the term rage within video games has its own connotations, and what
definitely.
that's like when you feel it. Like, it's different to, like, I'm angry at something. It's much more
Just
visceral
general
than
anger.
that. Yeah. So
Definitely is.
Absolutely. Anyway, we'll wrap it up, and we'll try to
so.
get this thing uploaded so the guys that can play can watch it, and anyone else who might be interested to check that out can check it out as well. So again, Roxton, you want to let people know where they can find you while you're not casting Tribes?
Absolutely. Well, I will. These videos will be going up on youtube.com/cogsning, which is my channel. I'll be putting up a separate playlist for them, I believe. The rest of the time, you can catch me on Twitter /cogsning. If you want to send me a message, I'll get it there, or just comment on my YouTube channel. Over to you, Doc.
Yep, so you can catch me at Docmatrix on Twitter. That's the only real channel I have at the moment. I'll be setting up something on YouTube for this kind of stuff fairly soon. And hopefully within the next week or two, I'll also have a Twitch TV channel. Don't know exactly what that's going to be called at the moment. Probably just Docmatrix to keep it simple.
Oh, I look forward to it.
Yeah, exactly. And hopefully I get to cast with you again in the not too distant future.
Yeah, that would be great, especially on pugs like this. It's been great fun.
Yeah, and maybe even in the not too distant future, might be even more professional than that. So that could be really cool.
That could be very cool indeed. Okay, well, thank you very much, Doc.
Excellent. Thanks very much, guys. Good night, and we'll see you next time.
Good night.